Hey guys, Jason here again from AllianceCorp. Again, I've got this great video. This is a question from one of our viewers. How can I get comfortable with debt? Alright, so that happens to be one of the biggest roadblocks. It's cash flows, it's managing the debt. You know, Jason, I know I need to build wealth, but I'm just not comfortable, taking out all these loans. So the best thing to do is deal with the psychology of debt, all right, and how to get comfortable. And the easiest way to do that is to understand it's just not one type of debt. There's actually three types of debt. The first debt is what we refer to as ugly debt. So this is things like your credit cards, anything where you've borrowed money at high interest rates and you've used the money to buy consumables that are depreciating in value over time and going to be worth nothing, and then again you can't claim any tax deductions. That debt I do not want you to get comfortable with. You don't want to put yourself in a lot of that type of debt, and if you've got it, you've got to get rid of it. The next type of debt is what we refer to as bad debt. So this is where, for example, you might have a mortgage on your home. Now, it's good that you've invested in your home. It's appreciating in value, which is great. It's also on low interest rates. But the problem is we can't get any tax deductions. So any of the ugly debt, credit card debt, any personal debt, you've got to get rid of it because there's no tax deductions. Then, of course, there's what we refer to as the good debt. The good debt is where you borrow money on low interest rates, you use the money to invest in assets that are appreciating in value, and you can claim all the tax deductions. The reality is, guys, this is the type of debt that you need. You need this type of debt to be able to build wealth. How are you going to build a portfolio if you can't get loans from the bank? Alright, so that's the type of debt I want you to get really comfortable with. The other debt, I don't want you to be comfortable with it, I want you to get rid of it. So when we then think about debt and we think about the debt itself, what is it that really concerns you about the debt? Often it's not the debt itself. What it's really about is your responsibility in terms of having to make the repayments on that debt. So it's either your interest repayments or in some instances your principal and interest repayments. It's all about the strain that it puts on you in terms of having those concerns around what if I can't make those repayments one day? What if I lose my job? What if I don't have tenants in my investment properties, etc.? So what we're really talking about is developing a strategy to protect your cash flows. Right? We need to make sure that whatever you do, you're never in a position where those repayments can't be made. And the easiest way to do that is by creating buffers for yourself. So the first buffer I want you to focus on is that if you already have a home with a mortgage on it, you should have an offset facility attached to that home loan, and your income should be going into that. Eventually you'll pull money out of the offset to pay down your mortgage, alright? But you can leave the cash in there in the offset as a buffer. Always make sure there's funds in there. You might identify that you want a buffer of 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, so that if you're between jobs or you need some emergency funds, you can also always pull it out of your offset against your mortgage. That's your personal buffer, alright? So that's making sure that the repayments on the loans and everything are still being made. When it comes to investing, it's no different. Obviously, we're going to take out investment loans to purchase our investment properties. So what you should always make sure is create a master facility. The master facility is where you release some of your equity from either your home or one of your investment properties, and you create an account that allows you to cover deposit monies and stamp duties to buy your properties, but also have money left over to cover situations where you might be between tenancies. You might not have a tenant there for a month or even 2 months, interest rate fluctuations, unforeseen expenses that pop up. So again, you always got buffers in place, whether it's to do with your personal life, where you're short on some cash flows somewhere, or the investment property where you're short on some cash flows somewhere. Make sure that you use these strategies to protect those cash flows. Because as long as the repayments are being made, the banks aren't that concerned about whether you're between jobs or whether you don't have a tenant. If you lose a job, they don't call you up and say, hey look, we heard you lost your job, we want you to pay all the money back. They just want to make sure, it's the same with your tenants. Oh, we heard you don't have a tenant, how are you going to make the repayments? We want you to sell the property. No, as long as the repayments are being made and you're doing it through these buffers, no problem whatsoever. So again guys, you've got to remember, as an investor, one of your priorities is to have a finance strategy that allows you to keep borrowing to grow that portfolio. And the best way to do it is get comfortable with debt and have a cash flow management strategy. So again, we've got plenty of ebooks on this stuff. Jump on the website, download them, learn more about this stuff. Really important stuff, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Plenty more to come. Happy investing. Thank you.